everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I have a bag unboxing for you and a review. I don't usually do bag unboxings a lot when I purchase a new bag, but this bag is really popular, and I thought if you are thinking about maybe purchasing, then this will be a really useful video for you to watch, because when I buy a new bag, I like to know a lot of details about it and do my research, because they're not cheap. So this is a mid-range bag and I will tell you all about the costs, etc. But without further ado, let me first show you this beautiful bag. Now, I have already opened it, but I have kind of put it back in the packaging. I just wanted to show you that if you were going to purchase it, how it actually arrives through the post. So it comes in obviously the big box, and then you've got this lovely DeMellier big bag that's done really gorgeous with a ribbon, and then you have the DeMellier bag with a big dust bag, and there we've got the branding name, really lovely. And this, guys, is this beautiful suede New York bag. It is just stunning. Now, I feel like I need to give you a little bit of a backstory, because I already have the black DeMellier kind of grained leather, and I absolutely love it. And this brown suede version has been on my wish list for some time. I really wanted to invest in a brown suede bag, because I know it'll go with so many things in my wardrobe. I was a little bit unsure, just because I know how popular this bag is, and I was looking at a few different ones, but I kept coming back to this because I absolutely love it. And without a doubt, my DeMellier black bag is the most used bag. It's a bag that I always reach for to go with everything. It fits so much in, and I know I love the size, so this is what I wanted. Now, I didn't actually buy this. It was my birthday a couple of days ago, and when my husband asked me what I wanted, I thought, well, perfect, I will have this, because like I said, it's been on my wish list for some time, and it didn't disappoint when I opened it up. It is just so beautiful. So I'm going to give you all the details about this bag so you can make your own mind up. I haven't used it. Obviously, I only got it a few days ago. So whilst I can tell you that the leather version, which I've now had for a couple of years, is such good quality in that it has been so durable, it is really good condition still, and I use this all the time. It's not like I particularly take extra care of it. I'll put it down wherever I am on the floor, and it is like it was when it was new. Now, obviously, suede is probably a different story and does need a lot more care, but that's something that I'm definitely going to keep in mind when I use this bag. Just to tell you a little bit about the brand, if you've not heard of them, DeMellier are a mid-range luxury brand. I believe they're run by women, and they do the most stunning bags that have become so popular. All their bags are made in Europe using sustainable materials. And I also love the fact that with every purchase made, they fund for life-saving vaccines for children in need. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything. That's just a real plus point I find when I'm purchasing things, to kind of look at sustainability, and also I think it's a really nice touch when companies do things like that. Like I said, I have got the black leather version, and I honestly believe that this is one of the best quality mid-range bags that I've got. Now, it's kind of on a par price wise with Pollen Paris, which I've also got a couple of bags from, and again, love the quality. So the price range and the quality is very similar. So let me show you the actual bag I'm talking about. The actual colour of this bag, let me just make sure that I've got the right one. So the actual name and colour of this bag is the DeMellier New York, and this one is the Mocha Suede and Mocha Smooth. So I guess it's got your suede main body and then kind of this strap where the hardware sits, and the handles are made from leather. Let me just take all the stuffing out from there. And the inside is 100% cotton. It's like a big empty space in there, which I really like because it fits so much in. I will show you in a bit what it actually fits in. It has a couple of pockets, so it's got like a zipped pocket, so you can securely put your cards, etc. in on one side. And then it's also got another pocket on the other side as well. And then it has this kind of magnetic closure right in the middle that is really secure. And then it's got a couple of extra studs that it kind of sits flat, and also great for security, so it's not open for anyone to kind of put their hands in when you're out and about. It is an absolutely stunning bag. Now there's two sizes of this bag. There's the New York, and then there's a New York Midi, which is a smaller version of this bag. I don't have the Midi, but I will talk about the Midi and give you a size comparison. I'll show you kind of a picture of the size comparison, but also tell you what the difference in sizes are and what the main difference between the two is. Because when I was buying this for the first time, that was a question that I was a little bit unsure about. Like, do I get the Midi, which is obviously a smaller version, which is going to be lighter, or do I get the kind of larger tote version? And for me, after getting this, it was a no-brainer. I get so much use out of this. It fits so much in, and it is just such an unusual, beautiful shape that I love it. Now, like I said, it's suede on the outside, cotton on the inside, and then it's got this kind of gold-plated hardware. I mean, a lot of bags have this, and I love it. It's very kind of, this bit is very reminiscent of the Hermes Kelly with this feature. So if you wanted to, you could leave these open. I tend to leave this closed, but it is a different look and it looks just as nice. And then other than that, it's just really, really simple. Big long shoulder straps and kind of leather across this feature here, which then, as I said, comes into this gold-plated hardware. In terms of the price of this, in the UK it's £550, but if you're a first-time purchaser on the DeMellier website, then you usually get a 10% discount when you sign up with them. And I think it's around $685 in the US. I will link both versions, but such a gorgeous bag. I think it'd be useful to tell you what the measurements are, and then when I kind of compare it to the Midi, I'll also tell you what the measurements of the Midi are so you can compare the two. Let me just grab my phone for this. So the top width of this is 58 centimeters. The bottom width of this is 36 centimeters. The height is 27 centimeters, and then the handle drop is 20 centimeters. And that's what I really like about this, because as well as having it on the crook of your arm, wearing it top handle, it really sits comfortably on your shoulder. And I will also show you in the cutouts how it sits on me. I'm 5'4", and that way you can kind of see when it's on my shoulders where it sits on my body. Actually, this might be a good time to compare it against the Midi. So the main difference in the Midi is obviously the size. So the Midi, and I will put this on screen so you can take a snapshot and compare it with this tote bag. But for the Midi, the top is 40 centimeters as opposed to 58 centimeters. The bottom width is 22 centimeters as opposed to 36 centimeters. The depth is 15 centimeters. So the depth of it is kind of this way, is actually a centimeter more than the tote. And then the handle drop is 12 centimeters. And the Midi does also come with a crossbody strap. So you can wear it kind of on the crook of your arm, held like top handle, or crossbody. Although even if I did have the Midi, I probably wouldn't wear it crossbody because it does look like quite a big bag to sit crossbody. But you obviously, if you like the Midi, you do have the option. One of the things that did swing it for me, as well as obviously this fits in more inside, is the fact that I don't think the Midi, which I have tried in the store, sits as well on your shoulder. I think the straps are too short to sit perfectly on your shoulder. I think it's a bit of a tight squeeze, whereas this fits really, really well on your shoulder. So guys, let me show you what fits inside because I think that will be really useful. So it fits a standard size laptop quite easily in there. I've got my purse in there. I'm going to put a little makeup bag, my sunglasses, my Evian water spray, my hand cream, some mints, a hair clip, and I'm also going to put a cashmere scarf in there just in case it gets a bit chilly, and oh, and my phone as well. And it does up really, really easily. There's still plenty of room on the sides. I could easily put a water bottle in there as well. But that is, let me just kind of show you how that looks inside. Not sure you can see that, but you can see how much room is still left. Now, you know, you might want to get a bag insert. And there is a site, and I can't remember the name of it now, but I will link it, that does inserts that fit perfectly inside the various different brands of bags. So there is one for the DeMellier New York, but I usually just get inserts from Amazon and they might not fit perfectly, but that doesn't bother me. Let me show you one I've currently got in my black New York bag, and it is a little bit dirty and it can do with a wash, but I just simply get something like this, which is like £9 or £10, and it's got loads of different pockets to fit your bits in. And to be honest, I kind of like to have an insert, but I don't like to have an insert covering the whole thing because I think that way I can fit more things in. So I like to have a smaller insert where I can put things like my purse, you know, things that need pockets like my keys. And then I also like to have kind of the space in there where I can put a bottle of water, or I can put a scarf or my sunglasses. So yeah, this is a really, really decent size, and because it fits a laptop in, you know, that's something then you could use for work and during the day. And I'm not going to lie, it does feel a bit heavy once it's got a laptop in, because I think any bag that you put this much stuff in is going to get a little bit heavy. But you know, if you wanted to take it to work, if you were going to go and work from a cafe or something, then this would be the perfect bag. Now, I know that the Midi does not fit a full-size laptop in, but I think it fits an iPad, like an 11-inch iPad in it. But do check that, because I know that it definitely doesn't fit a full-size laptop. For me, this is just such a grab and go bag. It's in a beautiful chocolate brown colour. I think we all know that chocolate brown is the colour of the season, but it's definitely not just a trend colour. Chocolate brown is a classic neutral all year round, and something that I know I will wear all the time. I would absolutely grab this autumn winter time, but it's something that I would even wear come summer spring. And I know we don't associate suede with spring and summer, but I would definitely grab this bag all year round. I think it's just so beautiful, and because I know how much use I get out of the black one, I think I'm going to love this. Now let's go over the pros and cons. Now the pros, there's no denying this is an absolutely stunning looking bag, and the quality of it is so good. Honestly guys, for £550 price point, the quality of this is so good. I mean, it absolutely compares to some of my more expensive designer bags. It definitely is a great bag if you want to kind of dip your toe into designer luxe bags and you want to start with something under £1,000. This would probably be my first choice. It is such a lovely bag, and they do so many different styles there as well. It's obviously not just a New Yorker, they do so many beautiful bags that I'm sure I will be adding some more into my collection because they are such good quality bags. I know I keep mentioning that, but they really are. I honestly love these bags. Also, as a pro, I love the colour. This will literally go, if you've got a neutral wardrobe like me, this will literally go with everything. You know, it goes with creams, with navies, with black, with white, with your denim, with your work smart trousers. This is a really, really versatile bag. And other pros, I guess, as I said, it fits a lot in, so you can use it for work, you can use it for shopping. This is the sort of bag that I would also take away on holiday with me as my bag for the airplane. I've taken this bag with me on holiday a lot, so I would just kind of put the handles over the handle of my suitcase, and then I've used it as a cabin bag because it fits so much, and then it's a great city bag as well if I'm going somewhere for a city break. In terms of the cons, now maybe I'm a little bit biased because I absolutely love this bag, but I would say that it's not a con, but obviously being suede, you're going to have to be a lot more careful with this, as I'm going to have to be as I start using this. First of all, I would 100% make sure you use a Suede Protector. I've actually run out, so I'm not going to use this until I bought another Suede Protector. I've used the one from the Handbag Spa, which I will show you in the cutouts, which I really love. I've used that previously. I've run out. A little bit more expensive than others on the high street, but I think I'm going to get the same one again because it protected my suede previously really well. So needs a really, really good spray. I would also probably stuff it with the bits that it came with just to keep the shape, because I don't always do that with this, and this has maintained the shape really well, but because this is suede, I'm not sure if the shape of it will change in any way. I doubt it, but I like to be careful, so I will probably, at least in the short term, make sure that when I'm not using it there is something inside to maintain this shape. I will also put it into my dust bag that I got with the bag just to protect it. The other thing, I guess, which is a pro, and I think it could have been a little bit better, which I forgot to tell you about, is that it does have feet, which is great because, especially with suede, when you put it on the floor, you want the feet to protect it. Now, all I would say about that, let me show you the feet. Still got the label, it's still got the cover on, the plastic cover on the feet. I wish that the feet were slightly larger, because when I put this bag down, I don't think the feet are high enough to completely protect the bottom. It protects it a little bit, but especially with this bag more than my leather bag, because it's slightly more floppy than the leather bag, I just feel like the feet could have been bigger, because I don't feel it protects the bottom as much as I would like them. So I think if it was a little bit more of a height on the feet, I think that would have worked better. But I think overall I'm just going to have to be more careful with this bag than I have been with this bag. I mean, in this bag the feet are the same size, and as you can see, like literally 2 years later, and I have put it on the floor. I have not really been careful, but can you see how great they still are after 2 years? But I'm guessing that with a suede it's going to wear a little bit more, or show a little bit more, so I would just say be a little bit careful. I guess the other thing that you need to think about if you have issues with your shoulder is that because you can fit quite a lot in this bag, it can become heavy, and if you're walking around all day that might cause issues with your shoulder. I mean, the obvious solution is, if you're going to be out for a long day, then don't absolutely fill this bag, even though it holds a lot. But obviously from a weight perspective it's going to be heavier than the Midi, but for the other functions that it has and the versatility that it gives me, I think the tote version, the larger version, is definitely worth it. I honestly cannot think of any other cons with this. I mean, it was probably obvious right from the beginning. Would I buy this bag again? Like 100%. No, I don't know how it's going to wear, and I'm happy to do an update if you want me to in a few months, because I do intend on starting to wear this as soon as I spray it with Protector, because I know that I'm going to reach for this so often. So I can let you know how this wears if you would like to know that in a few months. I would 100% say that if you are thinking about purchasing this bag, on looks alone and how stunning it is, it's an absolute yes from me. I really do hope that you found this helpful, guys. If you have any other questions about the bag that I haven't covered, then do let me know. I think the Midi is not that much cheaper. So as I said, in the UK, this was 550, and I think the Midi's 490 or 495. So having a bag that's a lot bigger than the Midi is not that much difference in price. I will link this bag below, and I will also link the inserts, the ones that I use from Amazon, but also the one that fits in properly in this bag that I mentioned, if you wanted to go down that route. And I will also link a couple of Suede Protectors that I have used before and that I recommend. I hope you enjoyed the video and it gave you some clarity if you were thinking of purchasing this bag, or maybe even adding it onto your Christmas list. Stunning bag, love it. Thank you for watching, guys. If you did find this useful, then please do give me a thumbs up. And if you are new here and you want to see fashion content, hauls, styling tips, reviews, then please do subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.